Oh god. Just catching up with the chat. And here we go. We're here in the grand finals of ESL Open Cup Americas number 198. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Equilibrium. Oh my, for the first time today actually. This is a map that we have been avoiding, but we are finally here. We have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. If you're in the chat, place your bets because the predictions are open for another minute. Another minute of your time. And oh my god, the proxies are upon us. Again, we have seen Clem proxy marauder MaxPax to death many a time. It has happened on this channel over the past couple of weeks, and the proxies have begun from our Terran player. This should just be Proxy Reaper though. 2 gases are being taken, and of course a big shout out in the chat to ARJ Skater for resubscribing with Twitch Prime for 27 months, over 2 years. Thank you, Papi, thank you. Long time supporter of the channel. Do appreciate it, ARJ Skater. Do appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope your microwave is safe. Hope your microwave is safe, as we are just going for a singular Proxy Reaper. Oh, the SCV is turning around. Interesting. Usually the SCV would actually stick around and throw down a bunker on the low ground to delay mining time, in addition with this Reaper, but the SCV actually goes back home. Interesting choice. As of course Clem should be throwing down that factory momentarily as well. Factory is on the way, and MaxPax does confirm that as well, as it is a double gas opener. So we'll see what Clem can get done as the Reaper dips into the main base. Oh. Gonna be able to dip in, gonna try and get a couple of workers. So far, really good control out of MaxPax, pulling back the weekend probes, keeping them alive and buying time for the Stalker to arrive, but one probe goes down. Eventually, Clem, he was able to get a worker in the end. We have a second Reaper in production. But with this Stalker, we should be able to keep up with at least one of them. Behind the CC on the high ground, we are not going for one base all in, and the Rax is floating back home. Coming home. Coming home. As here we have our 1-1-1 setup. And we're getting into his natural. Likewise, MaxPax going for a Gate Cyber Expand, and his tech of choice is going to be a Stargate, not a Twilight Council. I know that Clem, MaxPax, he is known for his 4-gate Blink Stalker, and he is damn good at it, don't get me wrong. He is arguably the best 4-gate Blink Stalker in the world. But here, it is going to be a Stargate. Phoenixes. This is looking like Phoenix Colossus. Reaper goes back in. And is able to get a dip into the main. He's able to get a scout off. Does confirm the Stargate. I wasn't too sure if the Reaper had actually gone in far enough, but he did end up confirming not just the Stargate, but also the Phoenix that's on the way. And now back at home, we're getting ready. We have a Viking, Cyclone as well, Marines soon to be in production. Clem is preparing himself for said Phoenixes, and he's going to be stuck at home for a little bit. Be stuck at home for a while with his army. Oh, I'm loving the mine trap here. Oh my god. As the Widow Mines are out on the map, Phoenix does move in. We'll see if we can catch a Phoenix here. As it is going to be zoned away by the Vikings. Doesn't quite head in this direction though. Up! Up! And the mine shot will go off. The first and the second. The first Phoenix falls. A big pick off here for Clem. At the same time he gets across the map, he does confirm the third Nexus on the way. And it is going to be Phoenix Colossus. There is that Robo Safety Immortal to begin with, and we should soon be seeing the Bay. That's soon. Until then, Clem, he's just building his forces up. The Widow Mines do waddle back home, and I love that they reposition in the main base as well, getting ready for any other Phoenixes. Again, Cyclones and Vikings in position here at the natural, and this hasn't been the best start for MaxPax, not yet. And I'm curious. We have one immortal. We're working up towards a second immortal as well. No robotic spay. There it is. Interesting. A very delayed robotic spay here from our Protoss player. Usually we go one safety immortal, but we have a second immortal as well. So it looks like MaxPax, after losing his first Phoenix, he doesn't feel safe. To me, this reads like MaxPax. He feels very uneasy about his map control right now, about his map vision, and he wants to be extra safe and extra secure with that second immortal. Oh my god, as he almost takes a mine to the face. Oh! Widow Mine is gonna go off. Big connection once again. It does take 2 Widow Mines to kill Phoenix. Only 1 did connect. Once again, I love it. Whenever mines go off, we reposition. We reposition these Widow Mines, keeping the Protoss player guessing. As the MaxPax is building additional Phoenixes, Reapers come in, they confirm the 2 Immortals, and they also confirm the saturation at the 3rd. So Clem, he knows that it's not a 2-base all-in. He's also aware of the army composition of his opponent, and he is pushing out. As he moves out, the Observer does spot this. MaxPax can go for a backstab. Ideally, though, he wants to pick away at this army. The Medivacs, the Viking, Cyclones, whatever he can get. So here we go. Clem actually going to be avoiding the 3rd base. He's going to be headed towards the natural instead. Now, there is 1 Colossus in position. There is a shield battery in both the natural and the 3rd base. Good pick up here on the Widow Mines. 1 Widow Mine does go down. Behind this, Clem is expanding on location. He's taking his 3rd base. We go. Once again, though, really good positioning with the Observer. MaxPax, he does see everything. Does confirm. As Clem is just trying to find a way in, but now we have a second Colossus. Good force field as well. Shaving off some of those units. Again, MaxPax, thanks to these Observers, he's able to keep up with all the rotations of Clem. He does spot the army being split off. Does have a couple of Stalkers in position. Phoenixes are moving over as well. Oh my god, and Clem threatens to drop into the main. He commits. Takes down 1, 2 of these Stalkers. Doesn't get the 3rd, but he will be forced to pick up. The best trades here from Clem. He's trying to pull apart his opponent. Does force a warp in. But back at home, again, really, Clem, he doesn't want to overcommit. He's just posturing. He's just applying pressure to these fringe bases. Gets eyes on the gold even. Fortunately, can't quite do anything about it. But it's okay because he shuts down the warp prism. A big pick off here for Clem. Again, the force field's not looking too bad at all. Picks apart some of the army. Gold base is on the way. And Clem is now fully saturated on 3 bases. When it comes to the supply, Clem is snowballing out of control. He did a great job at just containing his opponents and keeping the attention of MaxPax on the army. And now we can push out. Now we can actually try to threaten this gold. Here we go. Look at him dying. We are pushing out. Clem investing quite a lot into these Vikings as well. Not just to deal with the Colossus, but also to deal with the Phoenixes as well. Interesting. MaxPax, he's cutting Colossus production at 2, not 3, by the way. He's getting into very early disruptors. Very bold move here from MaxPax. Gold base is getting up and running. Clem not able to do much about it, as he does pull back, but he's already working on ghosts. The teching here of Clem has been pretty insane. He's keeping up with everything. And that may be a big reason as to why we've already started Disruptor production, just because of how many Vikings there are, and just because it's very high risk, high reward. But against this kind of army, I think we need to take some risks. As Clem is pushing out again, he's just been doing such a great job of preserving his units over the course of this game. He hasn't been losing too many Marines or too many Marauders. He's been trading well. The goal base is about to kick in though. Here we go. As the armies do clash, we do have a big Zealot run by in towards the third. Even more Zealots here going into the natural as well. Clem does not have much in position back at home. He has to turn around. Oof. And workers are falling. SCVs are going down left and right. Yeah, this Zealot counterattack doing so much damage. And the War Prism is still alive. Is it? No, sorry, it went down. Oh my god. It went down. Did go down to the turrets. So thankfully doesn't have to worry about the prism at least. Another Zealot runway coming out towards the south. There is a pylon towards the north as well, so we can warp in. Clem, he desperately wants to attack. He wants to push out, but he can't. He just keeps being brought back time and time again. Clem has been maxed for quite some time, and he's stuck just chasing down these Zealots. Speaking of, main army pushing through. We're up to 4 disruptors. 5th base getting up and running. Here we go, MaxPax. He is maxed out at this point. Both players are. Oh, earlier we had Clem with a 30 supply lead. That lead isn't there anymore. Again, all these Zealot run-bys have just been doing so much for MaxPax, giving him so much time. Speaking of the run-bys, they don't stop. They do not stop coming. There is a planetary this time. And the planetary is going to do a much better job at defending. Yeah, the Zealots are forced back. We do collapse on these Zealots. We are going to be able to clean them up at the same time. The main army of MaxPax pushing through the center. The Phoenixes, they went down earlier. We have maybe invested too much into these Vikings. Once the Colossi go down, I'm sure we're going to be going into Liberators instead. And there it is. We have a 2nd starport, +1 ship weapons, and a fusion core on the way for those libs. Good snipe on the Ghost. We heard that you had enough of Zealot run-bys. We're going for DTs instead. We have a prism in the main base. There we go. DTs are being morphed in. 2 Dark Templar to finish the warp in, forcing a scan. The Nova! Decent Novas. DTs, they get us around on the planetary. Can they kill it? They will. Planetary falls. And MaxPax, can he break through? Does find an opening. Clem down a base, has to rebuild. The Dark Templar, it doesn't take too long, only a couple of swipes and they will just annihilate a planetary. As there's still 1 more Dark Templar. How many disruptors do we have? 7 disruptors. Oh, that's a kill as well on that CC. 400 minerals down the drain. Another base is under threat. Nova's going off as well. Zoning away Clem. He needs those libs. He needs them, Papi. Oof. Yeah, 10 more workers go down. Now, Clem still has an impressive army. Like, even though Clem has been losing bases, his economy it's struggling. Quite a lot, actually. But Clem has a super maxed army. He can still take a fight. There we go. He does end up cleaning up those Colossi. Novas go off. Big connections. Oh my god. But the surround is real. And Clem, he's collapsing on this army. Still taking some big Novas to the face though, but it looks like Clem should be able to force this back. Novas! Not quite going off, and he catches almost every single one of these disruptors. They all go down. At the same time, a big Zealot and DT warping in the main base. But Clem, he doesn't care. Not anymore. He's pushing, and he's going for the kill move. He's going for the win. Clem, he needs to keep on pushing. Back at home, he does hold. There are 2 disruptors waiting for him. Up. Clem, he took down 1 base and he turns back around actually. MaxPax has a bank. MaxPax can rebuild. He was, yeah, things were going well for Clem. He had a lot of momentum. But he is going to be turning back around, and it looks like he just wants to deal with this War Prism first. Deal with all this harassment and then focus on the attack. Gets the War Prism. He scans ahead of time. He sees just how far behind he is economically. MaxPax is on, what, 6 bases? Need some freedom. It's true, like, we have the fusion core, we have +3 ship weapons on the way, but we have not gone into liberators yet, and without libs, God, that's a lot of... How many medevacs do we have? We have 21! No, this is a mistake. We have 1 medevac for each marauder. This is... Half of these should have been liberators at this point. Nova's gonna be going off. Big connections. Medevacs will not save you against the Novas, but Clem, he ignores the army, just keeps on pushing. And there it is. Liberators are finally in production. Another big warping across the map. I had to take a moment here to actually look, and yeah, 20 medevacs. Jesus. But finally, finally we have the libs on the way, the Vikings as well. We have another Zealot run by being set up. Once again, MaxPax just unrelenting with that. As he is forcing Clem back. Zealots, they come in once again into the natural base. Clem turning everything back around. No, a bit of a misclick there from Clem. And MaxPax, can he catch him? This time we have some liberators. This time we have some freedom. Up. Is it enough? The Novas, they do not connect. The splits are too good. The concave as well, and Clem, he's just collapsing on this army. Takes down the Colossi. He wants the disruptors. One more Nova is not going to go off. And MaxPax, he's just mass expanding. He's taking the northern bases. Clem, we gotta go. We gotta commit. We cannot turn around, not anymore. But every single time he pushes, we have another run by. This time though, he's back at home. He can deal with this. Rotates around, he finds the fresh mining base. As Novas go off, but the target firing is too good and every single disruptor goes down. We have more than enough medevacs as well. We pick everything up, we go for a jump into the main. We force the recall. Oh my god, that's a lot of zealots. That is a lot of zealots. GG gets called. Clem has snowballed out of control, and Clem will take game number 1. Oof. That was pretty intense. GG. That was very back and forth. It felt like Clem could end the game for like a good while there. I'm quickly checking. Yeah, he was ahead in supply for almost 8 minutes. Almost 8 minutes of that game. He was just far ahead in army supply. But he just couldn't attack. He just could not push out. Whatever he tried to, Zealots, they just kept... Zealots and DTs, to be fair. They kept forcing him to turn around. They kept forcing him to just turn back around time and time and time again. Clem, he just wanted to fight. He just wanted to push. His macro was insane. But he just couldn't. Just couldn't for so long until finally he was able to get a handle on the tempo of MaxPax, on the run-bys. And he could finally commit here to a game-winning push. GG. GG, well played. Oh. Here we go. So we are getting into game number 2. Game number 2. Just catching up with the chat. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the best Protoss player in all of Europe. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming down in this series, but it's a best of 5. It's okay. We got plenty of room to work with, plenty of games to work with. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid up in this series. It is Clem. We go. Again, Clem finally able to assert himself on Equilibrium, finally able to push out, and I'm sure he's going to have a bit of an easier time here on Oceanborn when it comes to that sort of thing. The base layouts is a lot more straightforward here. A lot less bases to take as well. Can lead to a lot more aggressive styles. Go. Disruptors, they're useless versus Clem. Again, Clem, he's like Beyond. He's so good at like target firing and focusing everything down. His splits as well. I don't think we really saw more than like one good Nova. I do recall like maybe 1, maybe 2 good Purification Novas. But outside of that, Clem was so on point with either avoiding the Novas or focusing them down and sniping them. Really good stuff. As once again, double gas opener. Double gas opener out of Clem. He's going to go for a faster factory. Delayed CC. A bit more aggressive here from our Terran. So my eyes are on Clem. Now, winding the clock back a little bit, if you remember in Game 1, MaxPax did go for a Phoenix opener, a Stargate into Phoenixes, and he got shut down pretty hard. Remember, the first Phoenix went down to Widow Mines, he took some more mines to the face, and the Phoenixes, they never really did any economic damage. They never really traded well at all. So, what do we go for this time? A proxy. Let's go. We have our Stalker on the way. This could be leading towards... it's a bit late here for a proxy Stargate. But I guess we could. Otherwise, a regular proxy gateway. Yep, there we go. Proxy gateway is thrown down. And this is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting moment here for MaxPax. He's throwing down a 3rd gateway behind this. So it's going to be 3 gate pressure here from MaxPax. The goal is to take control of the natural. The goal is to take control of this natural base and just not allow Clem to expand and to actually mine from his natural at all. So a very aggressive opener here from MaxPax. The downside is that if he loses too much too quickly, MaxPax doesn't really have any tech. Like there's no Stargate, there's no Twilight Council, no Robo. This is pretty committed from MaxPax. He has to make it worth it. There's that Robo thrown down behind this. And the Gateway army is moving out. And it doesn't look like much of an army, but, you know, we got Warpins. And there we go. 3 more Stalkers on the way. We are pushing in. The army has been spotted, or at least some of those units. The wall is not a wall, and MaxPax, he can just go straight into the main. Oh god. He can push into the main base, and this is getting out of hand very quickly. Cyclone does arrive. Clutch repair as well on that depot. Oh my god, the focus firing. MaxPax is losing a bit too much here. He was focusing back at home on the defense. He does force back the drop. Likewise, depot does burn for Clem. But what's more important is that Clem does regain control of his natural base. That was an overextension from MaxPax. Oh my god, he almost gets the medevac. Almost does get it in the end. But another 2 Stalkers go down, and these are expensive losses for MaxPax. 5 Stalkers for 1 Marine. And now 2 Marines. Ay, ay, ay. Clem barely pulling back. Should be seeing some repairs on these units. And behind this, we have a Warp Prism on the way. MaxPax, he's just pushing in. He's going for it. He's sending it, Papi. There's that repair. We don't have Blink. We don't have a way to really dive on this army. Widowmine comes in. A nice bait. Nice bait there from MaxPax as he's going straight for the main base instead. He recognizes he can't push into the natural. It's just not happening. But we can avoid the natural and go into the main instead. As he does need to get some economic damage done. He gets 1, he gets 2 SCVs. He gets a 3rd. So he does manage to escape. 3rd base is thrown down behind this, and a Twilight Council. It looks like MaxPax, he is successfully containing Clem, and he also dealt some economic damage as well. Really good stuff. Now we can work towards Blink. It's a late Blink, but he should be able to get away with it. Gateway gets spotted. Liberator also spotted as well. As MaxPax, he's looking for more SCVs, and he's going to find them. Another SCV, another gas. And he's getting so much done, and with good enough control, he doesn't lose anything. He doesn't lose any Stalkers. MaxPax not quite in position for this. He's going to be losing a probe. Some mining time as well. As the Liberator rotates around, again, there's no blink, so it's a little bit difficult for MaxPax to keep up with the movement of this Lib. And Clem is just building himself up on 2 bases. We've got a 3-1-1 setup. Marauders, Marines. What's important is that even though Clem is down a base, like, this is still fine. He still has a solid economy, and he's building up quite an army. He's got 3 tanks. Nothing to really deal with it yet. Colossus production is now commencing. He's going to have 1, maybe 2 Colossus by the time Clem moves out. And he's not all in. He's throwing down a 3rd CC. 3rd CC is on the way. The Prism! Prism goes down. Big pickoff for Clem. Massive pickoff, actually. It's not going to be rebuilt for quite some time. MaxPax is still focusing on Colossus. And here we go. This is the move out that we were talking about. We are going to be hitting with +1 and combat shields. They should finish up in time for this push. But there is going to be a 2nd Colossus. Not much of an army to support, but Blink is done. And with this army from MaxPax, he can slow down the forces of Clem as he pushes. He can force a stim, he can get Marines, get medevacs. Clem has to be very careful with how he positions and what he moves forward as the Colossus arrives. Oh, pushing through this ramp, he's going for, oh my god! He has no fear, he breaks through. Force fields were not thrown down in time, but a second Colossus arrives. Clem going to be repositioning. Again, for Clem to just stim through that ramp was crazy. Charge isn't done. Charge is not done yet. There are some Zealots across the map though to harass. Medevac drop attempts to push into that natural base. And the third Colossus arrives. And with this third Colossus, I don't think we can push in. But Clem doesn't really care. He's distracting the army and he's going for a drop. The drop slips in and this drop will get damage done. At the same time that Colossus is looking exposed, there is no shield battery at the natural. But charge does complete, and we do have a surround being set up as well. Oh my god, the tanks live! No shot. Oh. One tank does finally fall, and MaxPax should be able to clean this up, should be able to hold on. But he lost 11 workers in his main base. Clem, he gets his third base up and running. He has traded so well for himself. He crippled the economy. Clem, he's up in workers. He's even in bases, which is never a good thing for the Protoss. The Protoss should be up, should have a fourth. But MaxPax has been a little bit lax with that. And now MaxPax, he's falling behind. So we have plenty of mines in position here. Zealots are caught out. And Clem, he just sent out a unit to scout. He's looking for a fourth. He's like, do you have a fourth base? If not, then Clem is sitting pretty. Very little pressure on him. Very little keeping him back. Zealot run-by runs into an army, and we're going for a base trade. Clem doesn't find a fourth, and that should be a tell. Should be a tell that MaxPax, he's just sending everything across the map. There's nothing else behind this. He's got 8 gates, and we're going for a base trade. Now MaxPax can always recall. He can always recall back home, but he needs to get damage done. He forces a cancel on the fourth. Likewise, this third base is going to fall as well. With 3 Colossi, MaxPax, he can try to camp the production. He's going for it. Oh, but there are Vikings! Oh my god, the friendly fire. The Widowmine's working against Clem here. The Vikings will go down. And MaxPax takes control of the main base with the War Prism, with Zealots. At the same time, though, Clem, he's across the map. He's in the natural base here of his opponent as well. The boys are being pulled. We're gonna try and set up a base elsewhere. Uh-oh. Are they gonna run into the Widowmines? The probes, they have to be careful, Papi. As the mines are gonna reset, and the probes! No! The friendly fire! Oh my god. 2 workers do survive. 2 workers make it out. And MaxPax, he does have enough for a Nexus. He has a Dark Shrine as well. Do we have any DTs? We don't! He's supply blocked. He can't morph anything in. The pros have been spotted. They have been found out. As Clem, yeah, he goes straight for the Dark Shrine. Doesn't want to allow any warp-ins. Looking at the units tab. There it is. We have our Nexus towards the north, but the CC comes across it. We still have the base mining. We have found the ninja base. We're in full base trade mode right now. Oh, there is a DT. There is 1 Dark Templar. We need to scan. We do have 1 scan available. The mines. Oh, big connections. Here we go, Clem. He can still take a fight. GG is going to get called. MaxPax, he knows that he cannot contest against Clem's army, and Clem will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. Clem looking dominant here. 1 game away from becoming this week's ESL Open Cup champion. One más. One more is all he needs. Uno más. Texas. Who's from Texas? Este baby. Here we go. It could all end here. Could all end on Golden Aura. Here we go. This Golden Aura is going to be our third map. A very defensible map, and I'm curious how Clem is going to approach this. I'm curious what's going to be his answer to the defensive position here of these 4 bases of Protoss. And if he does have an answer. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our Danish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. Down in the series, he needs to fight back here and now to have a chance at forcing the ace match. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. One game away from becoming our champion. It is Clem. MaxPax already just being a bit of a nuisance, delaying that Rax for a moment. Here we go, getting into our game again. We have seen a bit of diversity so far. In game 1, MaxPax went for a Stargated to Phoenix opener. Game 2, he went for 3 gateway, a lot of aggression. And if you remember, MaxPax, he lost a lot of momentum. He was bleeding out too many Stalkers, and things very quickly snowballed in favor of Clem, especially with his drop play. But now, where do we go? What direction do we go in? This is not a bad map for Blink, I don't think. Like, the main base is quite large, and you can, of course, take advantage of that as well. Twilight Council Blink opener is definitely an option here for MaxPax. It's what he is known for, and it may be something that he has to now rely on Golden Aura. We shall see. And yeah, behind this is going to be just a Rax Expand. It was a single gas opener here from Clem. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time. The first time he's gone for a Rax Expand this entire series. So yeah, very economic here from our Terran player. Single gas opener. Going for his Reaper Scout across the map, and we have yet to determine our tech of choice. Show us what you got. If it's thrown down behind the mineral line, it's looking like a Twilight Council, but no. A Stargate once again. What happened to our Blink, Papi? What happened to 4-gate Blink? Ah. Okay, so it's going to be a Stargate opener from MaxPax. Now, this could be into Oracles, into a follow-up Twilight Council, or Phoenixes. We'll see. Looking at the vision of Clem, he did confirm. He did go in far enough, and he did see that Stargate, so he's fully aware of what's going on. He should be working on Cyclones, on Vikings, Widowmines afterwards. Should be setting up back at home for the eventual Oracles or Phoenixes. Oh, getting one probe across time. He dips in. He confirms that there was no cancel. He doesn't quite see the first unit yet. It looks like MaxPax is going to be holding off on that. Oh my god, a lot of lost mine time already. And interesting, it is going to be an Oracle. Let's go. This is going to be an Oracle first here from MaxPax. Very aggressive, very committed. This does mean that he can go into either Blink afterwards. He can go into a Twilight Council into Blink, or go into Phoenixes following this first Oracle. Yeah, there it is. Phoenixes are on the way, so MaxPax is hedging a lot here on this first unit to get damage done. Adepts, they do shade their way into the main. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from Clem. Not able to react in time, does not wall off. And just like that, 3-4 SCVs go down. An insane amount of economic damage this early on. And we're not done because the Oracle is getting ready to go in once again. The drop has been delayed. Cyclones are moving out. And there's nothing to defend. MaxPax is going to get out of control. As he does get another, what's what, 6, soon to be 7, 8 SCVs. Okay, 6. Almost 7. But the Oracle goes down, and can MaxPax survive this counterattack? Looking at the units tab, he has 2 Stalkers and 1 Phoenix to defend. Uh-oh. MaxPax, he's in some trouble. He does not have a lot. The shield battery does finish in time, but not in time to save that 1 Stalker. Clem is going to rotate around. Yeah, he wants to punish this 3rd. And the shield battery is not within range. MaxPax cannot hold on to it. Well, he's going to try to. He does go for another warp in. Shield batteries are on the way. Here comes a Liberator, though. And I don't think we can just hold. We can't hold. Yeah, we force a cancel. And this 3rd base is going to go down. A massive pickup here for Clem. MaxPax, he may have killed 6 SCVs, but Clem, he kills a base. And he can keep on pushing. He dives on in, goes straight for the shield battery. Good juggling as well, keeping the Cyclone alive. And MaxPax, he has to commit. He focuses down at least the medevac. He still loses so much in the process. And Clem, he's rallying everything across the map. Marines, Cyclones, whatever he can muster. We have a 2nd Liberator on the way. Now, Clem, he doesn't want to overextend. He's going to back off for now. He's already done so much damage. He's going to consolidate his forces and then head towards the new 3rd base as he does come in for a scout. And he does get eyes on that Nexus. He sees, he knows. Obviously, he doesn't want to get caught out by an all-in. But now he knows that his opponent is investing elsewhere. Charge is on the way. And this time, this 2nd wave, this 2nd push is going to hit with Stim. Here we go. Clem, he's just, sorry, MaxPax, he's just now throwing down the shield battery. So he's going to have 1 shield battery, 1 overcharge available, but that shield battery is looking exposed. It's not long for this world. Yeah, shield battery's gonna fall. Charge is still a ways away. MaxPax, he can't hold on to his bases. He already lost the 3rd once. And he may lose it again. Clem is more concerned with diving on the army, though. Takes down 12 workers. And all the zealots as well. Clem, yeah, Charge is about to finish up, so Clem, he doesn't want to get caught out. His army is looking quite vulnerable. Widow Mines are borrowing the Zealots. They do catch the Marines. At least what Marines they can. Mine shots are going to be going off, and MaxPax is just going to lose everything, and it's just too much. Too out of control. GG gets called, and Clem does not drop a single map here in the Grand Finals. He 3-0s MaxPax. GG. GG, well played. Clem does it. Oh my god. After a very intense back and forth semifinals with Dark, which did lead into the ace match, Clem has a much more dominant performance here against MaxPax. Do love to see it. And yeah, MaxPax did struggle quite a lot here. When it came to his openers, he was just being shut down time and time again, whether it was his Stargate, Phoenix opener. Well, I should say, I should back up a little bit here. What I just said was applicable to Game 1 and Game 2. Game 3, MaxPax had a good start. You know, he shaded in with Adepts. He was able to get a little bit of damage done with the Oracle. The Oracle was lackluster. The Adepts, they really did a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to dealing economic damage. But that also meant that MaxPax, he threw away his gateway units, which means he didn't have anything at home to defend, which means Clem killed a base. And yeah, that was the beginning of the end for MaxPax. Losing that third was a big blow. That's 400 minerals down the drain, and Clem snowballed out of control from there. GG, well played. Congratulations to Clem. My condolences to MaxPax as he does tap out, and that wraps up our broadcast here for this morning. For now, because we have another broadcast in a couple of hours. In not too long, actually. This is gonna get rowdy. We have another broadcast in 3 hours. In 3 hours' time, it is going to be a GSL replay cast covering some matches that did occur last week. We did cast all of Group A of the round of 16, but since then, Groups B, C, and D have also been held. Because of ESL Masters, though, we're not going to cast every single group of GSL, just because we don't have the time. We straight up do not have the time to cover every group of GSL, but we will be covering at least one more group tonight. One more group before the round of 8 starts, before the round of 8 of GSL begins. So we do have one more group. I think it's going to be a group with Dark, DRG, and a couple of Gumiho, and another 4th player as well. Not entirely certain, but I think it's Group C or Group D. So yeah, we do have one more group of GSL tonight, and that is scheduled to start in 3 hours. I may push it back to 4 hours just because I need a nap. I'm so worn out. I didn't get to sleep too much last night. I think I slept 5 hours, which isn't bad, but you know, I would like a couple more hours of sleep. So I think I'm gonna try to nap for a couple of hours, and then we're gonna be back with GSL, with the GSL round of 16. Oh. As a reminder, this is a very big week for StarCraft in general, not just for us, but also for StarCraft. A very big week. ESL Masters, the regionals are starting up, and we are going to be the B stream. We're going to be one of the B streams. I think we're going to be alternating between days. I'm not too sure who else is covering the B stream. Maybe Steadfast and BMO, or maybe Chicken Man and Dave Testa. I'm not too sure who else is involved. But we will have a couple of days of B stream to ourselves, and yeah, we'll do our best. It won't be on the CranKy Ducklings. It's going to be on ESL_SC2B, so on the official ESL channel. We also have permission to co-stream the main event, so we will be doing that at least day 1. I'm not entirely sure how good the co-streaming is going to be. For those wondering what a co-stream is, basically we have permission to restream on our channel and to commentate over it, or just talk over it. We're not going to have a clean feed, and we're not going to be in the games, which means if we did want to cast, there's going to be the main stream cast also going as well, which will be weird. It'll be so I don't know, may just be like a viewing party. We'll just get a viewing party together. We'll figure it out. We'll try it out for a couple of days, and if we enjoy it, then we'll continue. If not, then we'll just test it for like a day or two, and then we'll just we'll let him cast. we'll let him cook, Papi. We'll let him cook. Yeah, that is our week ahead of us. We also have tomorrow Kung Fu Cup. The Kung Fu Cup is upon us. We have the House Open Cup the day after that. We have WTL over the weekend. We will be prioritizing World Team League for a lot of these days, over ESL Masters, over the co-streaming, so WTL will be here as well. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the week. Very big week of stuff. I say big week, it's a month. It's an entire month of ESL Masters winter, and oh boy, it's gonna get intense. Very intense, Bobby, very intense. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. Oh right, predictions will be paid out. Do not worry, I got you covered. Predictions are paid out, and yeah, hope everyone had a great time. Hope everyone has a great night if you're in the land of the Americas. Hope you go to bed if you're in Europe, because I know it's very late in Europe. Should be in bed. It's like 5 a.m. or something. I don't. Get some sleep, Papi. Get some sleep. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We will see you guys in a couple of hours with some GSL content. Until then, thank you for watching. Hasta luego. Bye.